Hey, this is Brian Viglione. Welcome to my drum clinic from New York City with our international friends here.
Hey!
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Daniel's going to introduce you.
With us we have they just got their first double bass pedal for the drums, and both the singer and the drummer play drums.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody is getting their first double bass pedal, what are the first good exercises to get used to doing that?
Right. The first exercises, and even before you get to the point of exercising, one of the things that I found helped me with double bass playing was the height of my seat. If it's too low, it makes it dramatically more difficult for me to get the speed and the power that I want to get. So again, something I can go over in the video footage that we'll post is making sure that you're sort of like, your butt is up higher than your knee a little bit so that your weight can lean into the kit and you're not fighting uphill as much. We sort of touched on that in the first talk. And that your feet are far enough apart that your knees aren't going to be hitting against the snare drum. You want to make sure to give your body enough space to be sort of loose and fluid as you play. And again, too, just making sure that your left pedal isn't pulled too far back. If you can, try to make sure that your body is oriented facing forward to the kit, and that you don't sort of cheat your body too hard to the left, and sort of make it more difficult to reach around and get things on the right side. And then, again, ultimately, you want to start with exercises really slow. If you can, try to match what your hands are doing with your feet as well. If you're doing like a 5-stroke roll or a 7-stroke roll pattern or sixes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's, in doing triplets and that kind of thing. And just basically, again, getting your body to learn and develop that independence, getting your body to feel what it's like to have your left foot keep equal time to your right. I mean, we get so used to just playing the 2 and 4, with the hi-hat sometimes. So just dedicate attention to making sure that your left foot plays equally as forcefully as your right foot does, and things like that, I would say. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is basically attempt to demonstrate some of the things that people have been asking, and we're going to basically start with the fundamentals of just sitting down, getting comfortable at the drum kit. So the first thing you want to pay attention to is your center of balance and having the seat at the proper kind of height. If your center of gravity is off, it's going to throw your whole equilibrium off, and balance is really essential to being able to have your body feel fluid, not stress any muscles, and basically being able to use gravity to your advantage rather than fight against it. So what I try to do is have the actual seat base high enough so that my thighs are just above parallel to the ground, kind of at this sort of angle. And that allows me to sort of lean into the drum kit a bit, rather than if it's too short, I sort of feel like I'm fighting uphill a lot of the time. So the seat's up, my arms are up and relaxed, shoulders are back, and elbows kind of come up this way. You don't want them too tight against your body so that you get kind of cramped up and restrict your own movement. So it's important to just be limber, loose, fluid, so that you get this kind of range of motion. And then next is to try to remember to have your wrists pointed sort of towards the floor. A lot of the times I see people, when they begin to play, the wrists kind of go this way, which not only restricts the motion here, but also kind of brings your arms close to your body. With your wrists parallel to the ground, you get the full range of motion with your hand, and it already sort of naturally positions your arms up so that you're able to move freely. And then when it comes to stick grip, basically what I try to do is find your way, reasonably, maybe about 5 inches up the shaft of the stick. I use the little flag icon here as a general marker, and you're basically gripping it between this knuckle of your forefinger and your thumb for an access point, and then the rest of the fingers wrap around it here, and that's what's going to actually give you the stick control and help you with all the dynamics, quickness, basically all of the detail of how you're going to play is going to stem from your fingers and your finger control. So when you have that established, basically what we can start doing is running through the basic rudiments. And what I'm doing right now is just giving a very basic, quick sort of overview. Someday, hopefully, we'll do a proper presentation where we really go through, but for now, this is meant to just answer the drum clinic questions. So for single stroke roll, again, with our hands properly placed, fingers kind of in position, you basically want to start just even as you can, like this. And what I want to emphasize there is as the tempo gets faster and the roll gets faster, the muscle groups that I'm using actually become smaller and more focused on my fingers as opposed to using my forearms or wrists. And what I would recommend starting all of these rudiments is to actually think about when one stick is down, the other stick goes up. So in the right stick down, left up, and doing this sort of naturally helps your body develop a sense of timing, in a sense of there's a sense of balance and symmetry happening that as if you emphasize it at first, it'll sort of shrink naturally into a more sort of comfortable place to where you're not thinking consciously about it, but it's helping your body work with itself as opposed to having everything be kind of locked in one place. So again, using motion to your advantage in that way.